Okay, on to the second test. The second test is easier as well. It's the breaths per minute test. So you want to test how many times you inhale and exhale in a minute. Why do we do this? This is a good indicator of your nervous system. It's a good indicator of if you are overbreathing or underbreathing. So usually we want to be in a range between 8 and 12 breaths. That's in a state of normal, right? If you're running, of course, it's not gonna be the same. But in rest, you should be by 8 or 12. In this range, you're gonna have a good balance between CO2 and O2. And as I said before, this is very important for the absorption of oxygen into the cells. So again, be very honest with yourself. Try not to influence. As soon as you know you're counting, you tend to maybe influence the speed. So as with the ball test, do it in a couple of times, do it in different situations to see and get a feeling of this for this number. And extra note, at the end, your brain doesn't know if you're stressed or not stressed. So if you want to get rid of a bit of stress or become more calmer, just go back down into breathing slower per minute. Okay, I'll give you a second hint on that after the test. Okay, so how do you perform the test? Very easy. Again, sit down in an easy place, in a quiet place. Put your timer to 1 minute. Keep breathing as you were breathing. And count 1 inhale and 1 exhale is 1 breath. And then count how much until the time is up. As I said before, you want to be in a range of 8 to 12. What happens if you're breathing faster? I mean, as I said before, because of our lifestyles, it can have a number of factors. We may lose our ability to have a normal CO2 tolerance. What does it mean? Imagine you're breathing fast because of stress, because of a bad position, and your system is used to, over a long period of time, to be on the range of 15, 18 breaths per minute, right? So imagine that 1 inhale and exhale 18 times in 1 minute. So you're breathing like this, and what happens is your CO2 level is always going to be lower and lower and lower, right? You're getting rid of more CO2. So what happens there? The body starts rearranging the sensors to a lower level of CO2. And then when you do want to have a breath hold, it is really difficult for you to have the breath hold because your CO2 tolerance has been trained to be very low. So you hit that range or you hit that limit very fast, and then you feel this air hunger and the need to breathe again. So in order to normalize this, you need to work with breath holds and movement. And yeah, so that's how you do the test and get your number. As I said before, do it in different days, in different times of the day, and you can start checking how that works. And as the tip that I wanted to give you before, take into account, for example, that if you have an inhale of 4 or 5 seconds, let's say 5 seconds, and an exhale of 10 seconds, then you're gonna have 1 breath 15 seconds. So that's going to make 4 breaths per minute. So we're in the lower range, very parasympathetic, very relaxing, right? So if you can lay down and achieve for a couple of minutes a very low frequency of breathing, you're gonna feel those effects very strongly. So this is a cool tip for you. Maybe try it out if you're falling asleep or if you are in a stress situation. I mean, a stress situation is hard to implement, but if you do it, you're gonna feel how it calms your nervous system.